Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We might have some big news, I want to say big news, important news, let's say important news, because this could be the first real sign that something could be happening with Dortmund and Chelsea. Now, we're about to get into it. Before I do, I want to let you guys know, make sure you download the OneFootball app, who are sponsoring this video today. Link in the description. You can get everything that you need to know in relation to the football world as a whole. Any statistic or any news or any transfer news or any highlight or whatever, it's in the OneFootball app. So make sure you head into the link in the description. Click on there, download the OneFootball app and enjoy. Just like I do. Now, talking about enjoying stuff, I gotta say, today's video is actually filled with quite a lot of good news. We're gonna get to some more good news later. But firstly, let's get to the important matter, the real nitty gritty. I haven't said that in a while. Let's get into today's real nitty gritty. We're starting off at Dortmund. And it's not to do with Erling Haaland directly, but it's about another player that Dortmund have signed. Who have they signed, you ask? Could he be a Haaland replacement? Well, check this out. From Fabrizio Romano, Borussia Dortmund are at final stages to sign Donyell Malen on a permanent deal from PSV. Last details to be fixed between clubs. Personal terms agreed until June 2026 with his agent, Mino Raiola. Possible medicals in the next days, as Rick L. Frink reported. So, Fabrizio's confirmed Malen is on his way from PSV to Dortmund. Funnily enough, his agent is the same agent as Haaland. It's Mino Raiola. What a surprise. So it's nice to see that he's in the mix of it all. And maybe he's stirring the pot himself. But I look at this and I think the big news is that Malen is a striker. He's a striker. Dortmund have just bought a centre forward. Now, some of you are going to say, no, Younes, no. He's a Sancho replacement. He's a Sancho replacement. And I can hear that, yeah? I heard that yesterday and I thought, let me go into a bit of detail here. Because apparently Rose, the new Dortmund manager, likes to play with two strikers. And that's why they've bought Malen. That way he can combine with an Erling Haaland and together they can be the centre-forward pairing. That's a very plausible reason. I'll give that. Very plausible. But it's not a certainty. It's not a certainty. You want to get a replacement for Sancho, the logical thing would be to get yourself a winger or someone that can play across the entire line. Now, some people have said Malen can do that. He can, but he hasn't played as a winger. I want to let you guys know, in 2 years. Let's get into some of the detail here and just let you guys know of what he's truly about. So, as shown on Transfer Market, fantastic website by the way, if you want to know anything about any player and their history or their stats or whatever they're about, it's on here. It's unbelievable. I'm not getting paid for that by the way, but I recommend you just check it out. Here's his statistics. Here we're starting off all his recorded games as a left winger. As you can see on the right hand side of the screen, it tells you left winger. He hasn't played, if you look at the first column, 18-19. Nearly 3 years ago. We changed this to right winger. He's not played in that position again since 2018-19. How long ago was that? A flipping long time. But you put centre forward last season and the season before. He was playing as a centre forward and nothing else. Nothing else. So, what does this actually tell us? It tells us that Dortmund have gone in and bought Malen as a centre forward, not as a winger. They've come in, they're interested, they've seen him play the last 2 seasons as a centre forward, and they've bought him clearly because they want a centre forward. As we've already concluded, there's 2 possibilities as to why. Either Haaland replacement or a striker to go alongside Erling Haaland. Now, do Dortmund have credible strikers aside from Haaland? You can argue maybe not. Maybe not. So we'll see what happens on this front. But could it be a replacement? I think for Dortmund, if I'm thinking logically here, it could go either way and it sorts them out either way. If the money's too good and they have to accept a deal for Haaland to depart the club, well, they have a striker. They have Malen. They're covered. If Haaland stays, well, they've got 2 strikers and they can play together. So for Dortmund, I think this sorts them out in every situation. But in terms of Chelsea, there's been a little bit of rumour from yesterday up until today that Chelsea are readying a bid. And they are about to put a bid on the table, which is what we've wanted. We've been waiting about 85 years for this to happen. You know, I feel like I'm about to turn into bone now. I told you this was going to be a long deal. This wasn't going to be overnight. And I think it'd be naive if you expected this to be done in an instant. It's not FIFA. But we need to put that bid on the table. We need to. Now, I'm sure Chelsea are working quietly. And I'm sure that they're going to do something. But when? We don't know. Loads of people, though, seem to be saying that it's happening imminently and very, very, very soon. Check this out. So we've got from Simon Phillips and Dan McCarthy's podcast, the Si and Dan Talk Chelsea show, Haaland is the number one target, the one that Abramovich is really pushing for and ready to pay £135 million for him. I'm sure Chelsea will put the money down for him. That came from Pete O'Rourke, who's a freelance journalist, but we've also had the same thing said by ex-West Ham United employee on Carefree Youth, with Carefree Youth on the byline. So that's another thing. And they're saying the same thing, which I'm hearing from a few other people, which is a bid will come. A bid will come. When? We don't know, but a bid will be made. So I hope that reassures you. I hope that reassures me, kind of, but we got to get going. I'm going to come to another reason as to why later on. Let's get into some other news very quickly, and some very good news. This is where we start smiling a little bit, because we've got one James at Chelsea. How about two? Check this out. Guess what, everyone? It's official. Lauren James is a Blue, and here is the hashtag welcome home Lauren, and Lauren James herself signing her new Chelsea contract. She has joined Chelsea from Manchester United. Here she is on Twitter saying it's a great feeling to come back home to a great club, the club I started at the age of 6. To be able to play for the first team now and come back here to Emma and the rest of the group is a great feeling. I can't wait to meet all the fans at Kingsmeadow. And here she is holding up her shirt with Emma Hayes and with her dad alongside another member of staff of the women's team. So Lauren James, Reece James's sister. Reece James's sister is a Blue again. It's great. We've got a massive family reunion. And I do want to say very, very briefly here, just before we go onto the next topic, kudos to Lauren for moving from Man United to Chelsea. You know, fantastic decision. You're not going to regret this one, darling. You definitely are not. Reece James as support. I think the two of them meeting at Cobham is going to be fantastic. But I do want to pay attention to their dad, Nigel James, who does coaching and all sorts, but flipping out, clearly his coaching works, because you look at his son and his daughter, and they're both professional footballers at the highest level, now both playing for the same club, and it's just, what must it feel like for him? What must it feel like as a dad? Unbelievable to see your son, Champions League winner, and now your daughter moving from Man United to Chelsea, where your son is. It's mad. What a feeling that must be. What a feeling. So I think some credit deserves to go to Nigel and the family for what they've done with these two tremendous footballers. And honestly, kudos to the parenting in the James household, because clearly it works. Now, let's get into some other really little pieces of news. Starting off with Hudson-Odoi from Nizar Kinsella. This is the latest. Callum Hudson-Odoi is looking better than ever. He has an extra yard of pace back, and people inside Chelsea have been really impressed. Nizar Kinsella coming out with that news, and honestly, it's good to hear. It seems like there's a very good buzz in the Chelsea camp for pre-season. Obviously, yesterday's game didn't happen, so we're waiting for a pre-season game to happen. That's going to be happening on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. We're playing against Bournemouth, so we're going to get some coverage of that. That's going to be on the Fifth Stand app, so make sure you have the Fifth Stand app if you do want to watch it. But it's nice to hear. And as I've said, there's other players there that look happy, they look buzzing, they look like they're moving well. As I already said yesterday, Loftus-Cheek is one to keep an eye on. It looks like him and Tuchel have a good link going on, and he's listening and he's getting things done, and yeah, it's really, really nice buzz. We saw the clip yesterday where there was one team in training going up against another team in training in terms of heading practice, and the losing team had to sing Backstreet Boys. That's involving Tammy Abraham, and I'm sure he probably did the cover. I want to see a video of that. I'm sure he done the cover of that, because he can sing. If you haven't seen Tammy Abraham with Chunks and Philly, if I'm not sure what YouTube series it was, I forgot, but the boy can sing. So if you want anyone to sing in the Chelsea team, it's Tammy Abraham, because he's got a voice on him. Good vocals. Now, talking about Haaland, right, and why it's so important for Chelsea, not just for Haaland, but to get a striker, is because of the latest to do with Manchester City. Check this out. Tottenham are denying rumours about Harry Kane set to join Man City. Daniel Levy wants to keep Kane. There's nothing agreed between the clubs. Man City are interested, but there's no fee agreed. Only bid was 1 month ago, £100 million turned down. Fabrizio Romano has spoken about that because yesterday a report came from The Sun. And I know it's The Sun. But they put this on the front page, flipping on. They made it seem like the biggest news in the world. I mean, literally, front page, Harry Kane, he's going to City. 160 million. It's done. It's quite a bold thing to say. And I don't want to just dismiss it as pure rubbish because it's The Sun. Yes, it's The Sun, and they get many things wrong. But that doesn't mean they don't get anything right. And for them to just plaster that front page in the way that they did, maybe there's no smoke without fire. You know, maybe there's something to it, and eventually with a little bit of time we will be hearing this pop up again officially, and that Kane will be moving to City. Personally, I think it's clear as day. Kane will be going to Man City. If he doesn't, something's wrong. The matrix is broken, the simulation is broken, whatever you want to call it. But it's clear Harry Kane will be moving to Man City. It will be a lot of money. 160 million sounds about right, if I'm being completely honest. If 100 million was turned down, City can add a little bit more. Don't forget they're going to be going for Grealish as well. So I don't know in terms of their finances and what they're going to be doing there to balance the books out and which players they're going to get rid of. Because that would be logical, like Chelsea. Net spend, we do business that way. Maybe City might have to start doing that and stop just spending. They need to balance their books. Albeit financial fair play has been relaxed, I think temporarily, so that probably helps City, but they will be getting Harry Kane. They will be getting Harry Kane, surely. And if they get Harry Kane, Chelsea need a striker. Simple. We will not win the Premier League title if we don't buy a striker. I mean, that's my personal gut feeling. That's not to say it's impossible. It's possible, yeah, we might, but if City do actually pull off Harry Kane, which as I've already said will happen, surely, how are we going to compete with that? How? We need a striker. We need to get someone in who's going to be banging in the goals. If not, I think we will be finishing second in the league. And albeit Man United are looking good with the signings that they're getting, they've bought Sancho. They will be getting Varane. They might get Trippier as well. I was about to say Aurier. No, Trippier. But they're getting business done. Chelsea need to step it up. And there's still time. It's not close to the end just yet. We've still got time. We've still got 5 weeks of the transfer window to go. There is time to get this done, but we need to get it done. So hopefully it happens. But Kane to Man City, looking like that's going to be happening very soon, especially as pre-season is underway now. So we'll see what goes down there. Let me know what you think in the comment section below in relation to all the stories of today. Marlon going off to Borussia Dortmund. Let me know. Do you think he's a Haaland replacement, or do you think he's someone to play alongside Haaland? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Lauren James, Hudson-Odoi doing well in training. Kane going off to City. I'd love to hear it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I'll see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Take care. And peace.